My clients had to move 2 hours away from Mississauga in order to downsize to a bungalow. The story goes to a couple years ago when my clients were thinking of selling their home and buying something smaller. We were in a crazy spring market of 2021, and I had advised my clients to secure a home first before they decided to sell, because if they can't find a home in this crazy market, then they may have to settle for something mediocre. Since they were downsizing, they wanted to have some money left over after they sold. Back then, their home was worth in the mid 600s, and based on that price, we couldn't find any decent bungalows in or around Mississauga. So they started looking further and further until eventually they purchased a bungalow for $500 something thousand in a remote city that was at least 2 hours drive away from where they wanted to be. After that, I sold their house in the low $700,000, which is a big win for them. But the bigger question is, why couldn't they find a decent priced bungalow close to Mississauga? Hey everyone, it's Gaurav Khatri and I help people buy, sell and invest in real estate all over the GTA. And in today's video, we're going to explore why bungalows have suddenly risen in prices so much that they're now comparable to two-story homes. If you were thinking about downsizing, then this video is definitely for you. In fact, it's probably been a long time since you bought or sold real estate. And to make your life easy, I've made a detailed step-by-step guide to selling your home. From the day you thought about selling to preparing, marketing, and actually selling the home, I cover it all in this guide. Make sure to comment down below and I will send it over. Now let's get to it. Health issues. One of the biggest factors why bungalows have gained so much popularity recently is because of the aging population of Canada. Right now, close to 18% of population in Ontario is over the age of 65 years. That's almost 1 in every 5th person. The one thing that comes with age is bad knees and other health problems. And that's why, as you get older, stairs become your mortal enemies. Bungalows provide a solution to the stairs problem, because a bungalow is basically a house that has everything on one level. Apart from the aging population, there are also many mobility challenged people that cannot move without a wheelchair. Like this one client of mine that has a young daughter permanently in a wheelchair. They have a massive house with a stair lift and the family is always around to help, but they would rather move to a bungalow so that the daughter is not completely dependent on anyone. We have been looking for a bungalow for the last 2.5 years now. We found a few good ones, but they were far away. And people with health issues don't want to move too far out of the major cities because they want to be close to hospitals, doctors, and amenities. The common concern I get from my clients is that in case of an emergency, the ambulance or the fire truck wouldn't be able to reach them on time. If they have to go to the doctors, they would always need someone to drive them. Additionally, their personal support workers wouldn't want to travel that far either. Empty nesters. As you get up in age, your kids get older and start moving to universities, their jobs, and then eventually starting their own families. After a while, it's just the husband and the wife living in a big home. They are what I like to call empty nesters. And for them, it doesn't really make sense living in a big home by themselves. After all, living in a house comes with its own responsibilities such as cleaning and maintenance. At that age, you don't really want to clean 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms when you're only using a bedroom and a bathroom. A big home also gives a feeling of loneliness when you constantly see vacant bedrooms that were previously occupied by your kids and grandkids not too long ago. That's why it just makes sense to sell your home and buy something smaller. However, empty nesters also don't want to move too far away from where their family is. In this phase of their life, they want to see their children and grandchildren as often as possible. And most times, family members live in the city or close to the city where the job is. So again, it doesn't make sense to buy a cheaper bungalow in a remote city. Building custom homes. Actually, before we talk about building custom homes, please make sure to like this video by giving me a quick thumbs up. And while you're at it, please make sure to subscribe to my channel as well because I don't want you to miss out on any content that could help you achieve your real estate goals. So where were we? Oh, custom designed homes. In every market, you will find buyers and investors who will purchase a piece of property to build a large custom designed home. In major cities like Mississauga, Oakville, and Toronto, there's hardly any vacant land available. So the next best option is to buy an already existing house, demolish it, and construct a newer home. To make it economically viable, it wouldn't make sense to purchase a 2-story home in order to construct a newer, similar-sized home. That's why buyers target older homes with bigger lot sizes, and currently only bungalows fit that criteria. A bigger lot size would allow you to make a much bigger home as long as you have the right permits. One of my buyers actually did that. I had a bungalow listing in Mississauga in a very desirable location on a huge lot, so big that it was almost double the size of a regular lot on that street. My seller clients wanted to move out of the city, and my buyer was an investor who wanted to capitalize on the growth happening in the neighborhood. So he purchased the property for $1,150,000, and is now working with the city in order to get permits so that he can construct not one but 2 custom homes on that piece of property. That's why not only the demand for bungalows is increasing, but the actual amount of bungalows available is reducing because people are just converting them to much larger homes. New construction. With so much construction going on all over the GTA, you may be wondering why developers are not constructing new bungalows. Again, going back to my last point, it's not economically viable for developers to construct new bungalows. For example, instead of constructing bungalows that are probably 1,000 square feet, a builder could construct 2-story homes that are 2,000 square feet and sell it at a much higher price, thus making more profit. Now, the argument here could be that the builder could just construct bungalows on a piece of land and charge more money. But that's the core problem. When you're downsizing, the general understanding is that you're selling a bigger home in order to get into a smaller one, which means you should have a significant amount of money left over after your move. However, due to this huge demand for bungalows, not only do you not have much money left over, but you're also going into a much older home that probably needs a lot of work. That's not sitting right with many of my seller clients, hence they end up staying where they are. There are some newer bungalows being constructed, but very few and really far out from the core GTA, such as Niagara Falls. The alternative. It's not all doom and gloom for downsizers. I do have clients that have successfully downsized, but not to a house, instead to a condo apartment. It solves the stairs problem as apartments usually have elevators and units are generally one level. Additionally, you also don't need to shovel the snow or cut the grass. With so much new condo construction happening, there are tons of options available from new to old along with different sizes. Many condos are now wheelchair accessible. And to top it all off, they're much more affordable than homes. The major issue lies with the monthly maintenance fee. Not a lot of people are comfortable paying that because of the probability of the fees going up considerably in the future. I've seen condos with maintenance fees of up to $1,200 a month. And honestly, condo living is not for everyone. It takes getting used to living in a matchbox-sized unit. You can't just walk out of your condo and go for a stroll because most condo buildings are located in busy traffic areas. Additionally, condos have thin walls which doesn't provide much peace and quiet. That's why the top choice for downsizers is still bungalows, which is fueling the already existing demand, which in turn is making the prices of bungalows go up. In spite of all these limitations with downsizing to bungalows, there is still a way to achieve your real estate goals. Let's discuss over a cup of coffee. My details are down below and on the next screen.